What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Shogekami here, and we're talking about One Piece chapter 1129. Now, I know I haven't talked about One Piece 1127, 28. It's just that with the mystery of who this person was, I didn't really feel comfortable talking about what happened in the chapters. But I will be going through 1129, and I will be just taking note of some of the interesting things. I found in the last couple of chapters, Oda has made it abundantly clear that there's something going on with Usopp, where Usopp's power is being put into question. Where, we have, I think in 1128, Luffy is questioning Usopp like, you really couldn't get out of that, and Usopp lies. He says, oh, I was sleeping, blah, blah, blah. Maybe that was the truth, because we do find out in this chapter that they used an extra bit of mist to put them back to sleep. And then Usopp tries to take down the mirror, and there's a metal gate behind the mirror, and it does not get destroyed by his lethal star grass bomb. I don't remember exactly what the name is called. But we do see Usopp kind of not really feeling reluctant about that, but I wonder if that's going to be something we see going forward, or Usopp is questioning, damn, I couldn't do this, I couldn't do that, and then we have what is going to be a pathway for Usopp to have growth as in his strength in some way, shape, or form. I hope that he continues his marksman. I know a lot of people are expecting Usopp to become, like, get a hammer and stuff like that. I'm not the biggest fan of that. I want to see Usopp find new ways, new attacks to attack from a distance. I think that's where Usopp can be his bravest. So in this chapter, we see developments in Luffy's hockey attacks. In his Gear 4th attacks, he can now use Gear 4th while he's in base, which is a crazy thing to be able to do. And I wonder if that will happen again in the future, where Luffy can partially do Gear 5th. But Gear 4th in base is pretty insane, because now, like, a lot of those stamina issues will be getting lower and lower. And I part of one person to believe that Luffy's already OP in base, being able to clash evenly with Kaido is just crazy. And imagine if Luffy could do what he was doing against Kaido, but like now, considering he can do Gear 4 in base, so he can fight in base form, he'd have more access to Gear 4th. I think that'd be crazy. So Luffy goes up. In terms of Sanji, Zoro, we don't see much from them in this chapter. Nami gets a really big attack where she shows off just the wide range of Zeus. I don't know how she set that up. I don't know exactly how that worked. But Nami was able to use Zeus as like a huge thundercloud and take out a giant. Now, what exactly his status is now, which is the giant's name is Road, but what exactly his status is, like, as if he's knocked out or if he's just shocked and stunned at the moment, we have to wait to see. One thing we do notice is, although they do call, like, the people of the town call him the sun god, they don't necessarily respect him. When they notice that the sun god is running in one direction, they decide to run in the opposite direction to try to escape through the hole that the Straw Hats made on the other side. So that is interesting, that they don't revere the sun god, and all of the animals that are pets are his like subjects, guardians. So he essentially, like, trying to put off a idea that he's this insane strong guy, but he's not actually that strong at all. All the people are running from him. Even his own cat is running from him, so he could be necessarily, if he's not abusive, he could just be unlikable, that even the animals don't like him. And Luffy's animals do tend to, like, follow what Luffy says. And so at the end of the chapter, Luffy uses base form Gear 4 Kong gun to knock out the metal gate, and then they escape, and we do not know exactly where it is that they're going yet, and so that's all we have to kind of wait and see. And these chapters are a lot of wait and see. We can kind of look at certain things and be interested in them, but I really do appreciate these kind of chapters, especially after those long chapters of talking about mysteries and talking about just different things that, you know, we always have to be aware of. What does this mean? What does this mean? In this chapter, we do have mysteries, but they're all contained in like this Elbaf arc. So it's going to be like, what is this Verily thing? Where is that coming from? What relationship do you have to the samurai? You know, a character who was, I remember saying Verily or something like that, was Kanjuro. So it's like, is this person supposed to be portrayed as the betrayer, right? Is he that person who's gonna turn around and do something bad for the Giants? Are we gonna find, are the Straw Hats gonna find out exactly what happened with them and Road specifically, or is Road going to continue to hide his identity? I believe that the cat is going to snitch on Road later to the point, like just because they took it out with them. And especially at arcs, I just finished reading Fishman Island, and you know, they had Tsurume the Kraken, and at the beginning of the arc, you know, they beat up Tsurume becomes their friend, and at the end of the arc, Tsurume comes back and helps them. So I have a feeling that in some way, shape, or form, they might be looking for the Sun God. The Sun God might have a power to, you know, either use some type of mist or something like that. That could be his own devil fruit power or some other reason. Put people to sleep, make giants smaller, make a prison. There are all types of things that could be going on right now. I'm of the belief that this giant Road can use his mist, either maybe as a devil fruit power or something else, to do different ailments to people, either put them to sleep or to make them small, and then he's probably in charge of putting the giants in the prison. Now, at the same time, I believe that the giants of Elbaf, which is going to be like Dorian Bragi, those guys, they are going to come and probably be on Elbaf already. So we might have a moment of just a few more chapters of the gang kind of looking to meet them, and then we might just do a catch-up thing as well. And I would be curious as to what's going to go on. And we do know they have to go back, at least in some way, shape, or form, to that prison, because that's where the Sunny is. So they have to figure out how to transport the Sunny. Well, they'd actually, technically, we don't even really know where the Sunny is right now, because I don't even know if they know that they were on the Sunny Go, and the Sunny Go itself was stolen. So I want to know how Oda's going to kind of fix that. And, you know, it's going to be in some panel, they're going to mention, oh, we moved the Sunny here, we put the Sunny there, blah, blah, blah. But that is a good point. And I want to know how much of the town is going to resemble what we saw. So that's really it. Talking about this chapter, there's really not much to talk about, but it was a good chapter, and I really did enjoy, especially Luffy's Gear 4 attack, and Usopp's bomb, although it wasn't impressive damage-wise, not being able to destroy the gate, which Luffy's Gear 4 attack did very easily. I was impressed by just the magnitude and size of it. It was way bigger than the giant. Like, it was huge. So thus the AoE on it is really good. I would love to see something more from Usopp if he can learn some other different types of abilities. Usopp's ability was surprisingly large, like the explosion we got from Yasop. So I wonder if that was a connection there. But more from Usopp. I think it wasn't a coincidence that we saw Yasop do such a big attack, and then we saw Usopp do this one. You know, I feel like this is going to be something where we're going to see a lot more Usopp in this arc, and I feel like slowly but surely we are getting more and more moments of Usopp just doing, like, just attacking things and mentioning things and showing parts of his character, and just these more focused Straw Hat moments are what I prefer over going over and speculation on what this means and what that means. I think that One Piece is in a good spot right now when it's isolated, before we can slowly and gradually expand to more characters' thoughts and more people's thoughts and get them introduced. And then finally, as we're ramping up towards the end of this arc, we can go back and like look at all, like, what it all meant and where we came from the start. So I'm really glad that the Sun God is not Loki. We're not there yet, so we're still gonna be looking forward to what else could happen. I wonder if the Sun God is gonna be like there's going to be another sun god, or if something like this is going to be, he tried to replicate his real world in a world that he controlled himself, tried to replicate his real world in in a world that he can control, which is this miniature Legoland. So the adventures of Legoland have ended very short, and now we are in the true version of Elbaf. So let's see where we go from here. And maybe we're not even in Elbaf, but because he said this is a place that was supposed to store giants, but it's still possible that we are not in Elbaf yet. It's just a place maybe close or by Elbaf, or a place that someone is expelled to, like, you know, that was supposed to be a detention, like a detention. The walls were made to hold prisoners. So let's see exactly where it goes, because I'm still very curious, and it's still very mysterious to me, everything. So let's see what happens from here. Anyway, like, comment, subscribe if you liked the video, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Peace.